So good evening, dear participants. In the morning session, we have seen the Moodle as a LMS platform. In that same session, we have seen addition of resources. In second session, we have discussed about how to add the users into your websites, how to enroll the students into your course. Some interactive resources we have seen in the second session. Now it's time for the third session, which is based on the effective use of various activities which are available in the Moodles. So this session will be taken by Dr. Kuldeep Bansod from Department of Pharmacy, Government Polytechnic, Jalgaon. On the behalf of Department of Pharmacy, Government Polytechnic, Jalgaon, firstly, I am thankful to the Bansod sir as he has ready to take the second session during this FDP program. He is ready to discuss about the effective use of various different activities useful in the Moodle, and definitely that activities are really useful in the implementation of OB process. So it's my request to all dear participants, if you attend this session very carefully, then you will be able to use that particular activity during your outcome-based education implementation process. So I think Dr. Bansod sir has delivered the session on creation of learning resources. So without wasting further more time, so I would like to request Dr. Bansod sir, please take over the charge of these sessions and please enlighten our participants about the use of various different activities in Moodle platform. Bansod sir, please.
Yes, definitely, sir. In the morning session, all you know about the Moodle. Hold on, some problem is there from my end. So in the morning session, we have saw about the Moodle, introduction to Moodle, how it is very much useful.
Bansod sir, 1 minute, please. Sorry for interruption.
Okay.
For these sessions, we have Deepak Patil sir with us as chairing these sessions. So on the behalf of Department of Pharmacy, Government Polytechnic, Jalgaon, I welcome Deepak Patil sir and request him to be a chairperson for this session. Deepak sir, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm here.
Bansod sir, please. Sorry for
Thank you,
interrupting.
Deepak sir, for chairing my session. Please help me out when if I stuck in any one of the problems. So Moodle, all of you know already that Moodle is a modular object-oriented dynamic learning environment. So you can able to modulate all the modules inside the Moodle, which are oriented toward the accomplishment of the student, and whatever the changes that perform at the student side, it is directly reflected at the teacher's end, and teachers can able to manage the various activities. So it is one of the, we can use the Moodle in a both way, in the synchronous manner as well as the asynchronous manner. that we will see in the coming slides. What I am going to demonstrate you today from the Moodle is the competencies available inside the Moodle. My dear colleagues, we know that we are looking for whether the students are competent enough in a particular POs or in a particular COs or not. So this is one of the activity present inside the Moodle that will make you whether your students are competent enough or not while going through the particular activities. What is the competency? Competency is the set of the ability to do a specific task correctly, that is known as the competency. As all of you knows that the learning happens in the three different phases: knowledge, skill, and the abilities. The competency is often further defined as a set of behaviors that enable the identification, development, and assessment of the behaviors. So we have to assess the students on the basis of various modules, and that modules are linked toward the certain competencies that are created by the user. So it is not the case that some competencies already present in the Moodle. We have to develop them. So if you divide the Bloom's taxonomy into two parts, we can have the low order thinking levels and the high order thinking levels. So we are going to develop the competencies on the base of higher order thinking levels. So we are more focusing on these competencies, whether students are able to analyze, evaluate, and create. That we will see in this demonstration. To introduce the competencies inside the Moodle, we have to develop the competency-based learning. We might be, many of you know about the problem-based learning. Now here is a competency-based learning. That means, first you have to frame a competencies for the students that are aligned with the course. There are multiple levels are possible. You can able to upload the competency framework which is readily available, or you can generate in the Moodle for your own course. After the competency framework is generated, then it is time to have a learning plan, and that learning plan is in line with the competencies. So these learning plans define the templates, assign competencies toward the plan, and last one, you should assign these learning plan toward the particular students. So it is a possibility that 60 students in your class, out of that the 30 are get competent enough, but 30 are not yet competent enough. So you are in a position to frame a new learning plan for such a remaining 30 students, so that they can also get competent in a particular task or in a particular learning activity. At the same time, you can able to generate the evidences, you can able to generate the data for that competencies. Meanwhile, as already told by Guy sir, that Moodle can give you addition of the resources, that is nothing but providing the learning material toward the students, and another is activities that the student has to do some activities, and that will be evaluated. If teacher wants, that will be evaluated by the teacher. And these resources are nothing but you can have the book, you can have the file, you can have the folder, you can have the page, you can have the URL. In the activity side, you can have the assignment, you can have the choice, you can take the feedback, and many more activities are there. If your login, or if you have created your own site and that doesn't have some of the activities, then don't be panicked. Go into the site administration, then go into the manage activities and find out whether the particular activity is unable in your login or not. If it is not, then make it enable, and definitely the activity comes in your site. The assignment is another thing that we will see afterwards. Let's have a demo how to add the competency framework inside your site. Are you able to see the screen?
Uh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now I have logged in one of the Moodle site. Recently, you have gone to this site. Dr. Argade has told you about the interactive content. So I log in the same. There is a one course is created that is effective implementation using learning management system. If I go into this course and at the left side there are the three horizontal lines. The navigation drawer is get open and you can see that there is a competency tab appeared at the third position. If you click that and see, no any competency still added inside the course. Now it is time to add the competency inside the course first. Then we will relate some modules toward the competencies. Is it okay to you? Or I will go first addition of the modules and then relate it toward the competencies. What I am going to demonstrate you, I will generate the competencies here, then relate that competencies toward the modules. Then I will show you how it looks inside the teacher interface, inside the admin interface, and how it looks inside the student interface. Means what student is going to see in his login after we generated the competencies. Yes, are you ready? Are you with me? So it is demonstration. Maybe I request you to write down the path so that you can able to do it on your own afterwards. Okay, sir. So very first you have to go into the site administration. In the site administration, under the site administration, there is a competencies. You have to go into competency settings and make sure that enable competencies is get tick. Push course ratings to individual learning plans is get tick. If they are not tick, the competencies can't work in your courses. So this is first thing you have to look out. That is, this should be both should be tick one. Again, go into the site administration, look for the competencies and find out the competency framework. You can able to import the competency framework, and once the competency framework is created, you can export that competency framework towards the other side.
Uh,
Yes, it's visible, sir, now. You are not audible, sir. I think unmute yourself.
So go into the competency framework, and here you can find out there is add new competency framework. You can take the competency framework from the repositories that already present on your site. This button is for that. The first button that is add new competency framework. You have to click on that. Now it is time to add the competency framework. Now the name that I am going to add as a LMS competency. You can add, you can give the description if you want. Put the ID number as one. The scale I am putting is as a default competence scale, then going it for the configuration of the scale, and there you can find out the two options, not yet competent and the competent. There are the chances that students are proficient in doing the activity, but he is not competent. So select this one and select both for the competent. Once he competent, he is become the proficient in a particular task or the particular module. Then close it. Then make it visible. If it is not visible, it can't work. So I'm not doing anything with this level 1, 2, 3, 4. Click on the save changes. Now here you can see that the LMS competency is get created. Now it is time to add the sub-competencies inside this competency framework. Now click on that, select the LMS competency, go into the add competency. Now here the competency framework is the LMS competency. And here first we are going to add is apply. So, first competency is apply. You can add something over here. I am putting it as ID number 1.1. The scale inherited from the competency framework. The scale which we have selected for the LMS competency that will directly come over here. I click on the save changes. Now see, apply is the first competency is get generated inside the LMS competency. Click on the apply. Again, click on the add competency, and here you can write it add, keep and wait. Give ID number as 1.2. Click on save changes. Now the second competency is get created. Click on third, add, and write here as design. Click the third as 1.3. Save changes. Now the three competencies are get created inside our course. That once he is competent enough to apply, then he will be competent enough to get evaluate, and he is competent enough to get design. Now it's a time to create a learning plan for this competency. If you go here in a competency framework, you can see that there is a LMS competencies get created, and there are three different types of competencies are present. Now click on edit, and here you can find out that there is edit button. If you want to edit it, you can edit it. If you want to duplicate it, you can duplicate it. Now again, go into the site administration. Here you can find out there is a learning plan template. Click on that learning plan template. Now it's the time to add new learning plan template, and here I am adding as a learning plan. In the description, make it visible. If you want to have the due date, before this due date, student has to complete this competency. You enable it. I am going to save it changes. Now the learning plan 1 is get created. Now it's time to add the students into this learning plan. Now click on edit, and here is add cohort synchronous. You can see here once you have goes into the learning plan templates, you can select the students from here. Learning plan 1, select the users to create the learning plan for. Now it's a time for which students you want to create this learning plan. Now, how many students are there? You have to select. Now you know that your registration is already done for this course. Now I am going to select Aarti Thakre as one of the participants. Then I am selecting at Abhijit Kachare. Now I have only selected the two. These two students I found. Now don't take it otherwise. These two students I found that this learning plan should be work for them, and after going through this learning plan, they are get competent enough in these competencies. Then I have to click on create a learning plans. Now the learning plan is created for these two students. Now it's the time to add. Now it's time to add the competencies toward the course. Go into the site home. Here is the course. I am already inside the course now. Now click on the competence. Now here is the button. Before that, the button is not over here because there is no any competencies added inside the button. Now add the competencies to course. Select all these three by clicking on the control button. You have to select all these three. Make it add. Now these three competencies are added inside the course. This one, 1.3 design, 1.2 evaluate, and apply. Now, learning plan, no learning plan contains these competencies. OEB learning plan is not having these competencies. Now, what I am trying to say you, let's go into one of the student login. So I am selecting here as RP Thakre. I am changing her password so that I can able to enter ABCD as the ready one. Okay, hold on. I will open this site. Online PP. Username and logging as the student interface over here. Now see here the learning plan on his dashboard. She can see that the learning plan for her is getting created. Once you click on the learning plan, she will get the data. But what she found that there is no any activity is assigned toward this learning plan. But she knows that the learning plan is created for me by the teacher. It is available on the dashboard. Now I am going back into the teacher interface. Now I am in the teacher interface. Now it's the time to add the various competencies toward these. So go into the first activity. Now it's the time to add. Let's see what is mean by assignment. Then we will add the assignment inside the course, and then we relate this assignment toward one of the competencies. And side by side, we will go further and further. Okay. So assignment, as all of you know that we give the assignment toward the student inside the class and ask the student to write down that assignment or complete that assignment. Main problem of with the assignment in the theory classes, in the physical classes, is the checking of that assignment. That teacher can't have the time to check all that assignment, so simply he will put the last page and put the remarks as general remarks for the everyone and show toward the student that it is get completed, right? ऐसा हम जनरली करते हैं कि हमारे पास समय नहीं होता तो हम आखिरी पन्ना निकालते हैं, उसमें एक जनरल रिमार्क दे देते हैं, so student will know that ये चेक हो गया है. But with the Moodle, it is not like that. Teacher can able to check this assignment at any time. What the student has to do, student has to write on his notebook, or he can write digitally directly on the Moodle site, or he can have some audio files, he can have some video files, and that file should be uploaded onto the Moodle. Or he can upload that data inside his or her cloud and then have the link and paste that link inside the Moodle course. That is called as the assignment. The grades are also given by the teacher for this assignment, and these grades are directly recorded for the future purposes. And the grades are, once it is graded, it is known towards the students. So let's have the demo for that. Now I am making turn editing on so that the other editing options are get open. So in the day one, I will put add an activity, and I am selecting as assignment. So I have clicked on the assignment. If you are not getting that, if I click on add an activity or resources, then in the activities or in the all section, there is the assignment in the heading, and give the assignment as assignment 1. You give the description that write the answers to the following row. Sorry, assignment 1, so you can write it as we are in the element. Create a PowerPoint presentation at any one topic which should be according to guidelines. Must have minimum of 10 slides. And after that, you can give them the videos of how to create the PowerPoint presentation. You can give them the additional files working. Here is the availability. From what date you are going to allow the submission from the students? You make it enable, and make it have the due date, have the cutoff date, and a reminder. This is the reminder set for the teacher. So I am putting the due date as a file. The allow the submission from today 00. So the already submission is get started. Then submission type, whether you want online text or whether you want file submission. If I click on online text, it shows the word limit, and I put it as 100. I will put it as 500 or the 5,000. The maximum word limit is 5,000. You can write here, but you can't catch up that. If you turn or if you click the file submission, then it will tell you which type of the file submission is get accepted here. The maximum size of the file is 100 MB, which is allowed by the Moodle, and maximum number of the files allowed is 20. Maximum number is 20. You can decrease it from below the 20, but one student can able to upload the 20 files. Maximum size is 100 MB. Which file types are going to select? You can select from these if you want a particular type of the files, particular extension. So I am not going to select this one. I am going to select the online text. Let's see what's happened if the both are get tick one. So I am selecting here the all types of the files. Now feedback, which type of the feedback you want to have, then submission, group submissions, grade. Now I will, by default it is 100 grade. You can add the different types of the rubric over here. Here is the option to add the rubric, which is taken by Dr. Dyer on the tomorrow. So you can have the grade and decreasing the grade up to the 10. Then you can restrict the access. It is already told to you. Then activity completion. Show activity complete when student receive the grade. Then go into the competencies, and here you can find out that there are the 3 different competencies or games which we have created. Now, This is the question for the apply level. Why we are asking students to create a PowerPoint presentation, not a new thing, but apply all these things which you have learned. That each slide has follow the 6x6 rule, 2 to 3 fonts, legible colors, and all that. So this is the question for the apply level, and we can say that you have means once the students is created a very good presentation, then he is get competent enough. Upon activity completion, what to do? Upon activity completion, attach the evidence, whether evidence is there or not, whether you are competent enough or not. Then click on save and display. Now you can see that there is a 179 total participants are here, and time required to submit the assignment is a 6 days. Now let's go into the student interface and see that what student interface we have. Once I click on the learning plan, sorry for that. If I go into this, then I can find out that there is an assignment. If I click on that assignment, I will find out that create a PowerPoint presentation, blah, blah, blah. It has a maximum 10 slides. So I'm going to add the submission. So here is an online text. The file submission option is also there. You can have the online text, you can have the file submission. Both options are available. But if you allow the file submission by the student, it will grasp the some cloud space of your slide, and your site is get moved out of the cloud space. So it is better to only add the link of the file which is stored in the cloud space of the student's Google account or student's Hotmail account. Let me add the file here. So I am clicking on this, then I am going in the upload file, choose the file, and here I am going to add one of the presentation which having the very small. Okay, this one randomly I have selected the any file. The file is uploaded over here. I am going to save the changes. Now, once the assignment is submitted by the student, the submitted for the grading is appear on his status, on her status. It is still not graded. Now, she can able to remove the submission, she can able to edit the submission. Now, let's see what's happened in the teacher interface. Now, once I refresh it, I will find out that there is a one submission submitted by the student. If I go click on view all submission, I have to find out, go back, grade it. Now I have that directly submission over here. Then what I have to do? I have to give the marks. Grade, I suppose I am going to give the 10 grades. I am going to add the feedback over here. Also, very good as per your choice. Then I am going to save the changes. The click notify the student. Student will get notified that his or her grades is get. It's a grading for the assignment is get done. Now see here, not graded. Once I refresh it, it will see as a graded. Now her assignment is get graded. If she goes into the competencies, she will find that. Now, if you are able, I am in the student interface. Here, it can show that the apply the competency and assignment is one of the no learning plans contain this competency. If you click on this, it directly takes her to these competencies. Now, these are the competencies. She is also able to see that these are the competencies which are created by the teacher. Now, are you getting this? Once I go into the teacher interface, go into the course and see here the competencies. If I goes back, oh sorry for that. If I goes back, that's will come before. In this way, you can able to add the assignment. So this one is the assignment is the activity. In this way, you can able to add the assignment in the course. The next is choice. Choice is one of the options available inside the Moodle, which is a single type of question. It is a single question which is asked by teacher for the selection of the possible responses, which is used in a both synchronous way as well as the asynchronous way. When you are in the classroom and you want to have the mood of the student, whether they are ready for the learning or what they are want to learn, or whether they have some background knowledge of the particular topic or not, it is possible with the help of the choice. So the results of these choice is also presented by the teacher. Let's have the demo for that. So I'm clicking on add an activity and let's search for the choice. Where is the choice available? This one is the choice, so I'm clicking that and have the choice. I am putting the same name, the description. Do you feel that Moodle will add value to your TPL? Okay, this one is the question. Then select display mode for the option. How it is displayed? Displayed horizontally or vertically? I am selecting it. Vertically. Allow choice to be updated whether once the student has clicked on the choices, whether he again can able to change that or not. So I am selecting here as a no. Allow one more choice. No. If you want to, you can select it as a yes. Limit the number of responses, whether you want to increase the responses or not. Option 1, I am putting it as maybe. I am putting it as somewhat. Yes. Not sure. And then I make the certain thing available or not available, availability. So I'm taking it as a save and display. Now, if I go back into the student interface, go into the day 1, and here you can see that the choice is available, and here is the things. The result of this activity will be published after your answer. So I'm selecting here that somewhat, so my choice, your choice is get, and you will get this window. What's happened in the teacher interface? There are the 0 responses. Let's refresh it. You will get the 1 response. Click on that, and you will get some data. In this way, you can able to generate the data. What is the opinion of the student? See that somewhat is said by one student. Her name is also appeared over here, and it is not selected by other students. So in this way, you can able to download this data also. Download in ODS format, download it in Excel format or the text format. You can able to download that. If you want to select, choose maybe there is a no data. If you if you go choose somewhat, then this only data. In this way, you can able to manipulate the data accordingly. So this is the choice which is used for, it is a single question. Only single question is added by the teacher, and that single question is used for various purposes. Let's see the addition of the quiz. So I'm clicking on add an activity. I'm going in addition of the quiz. Give it as quiz 1. Give the description, timing, grades, and all these things. And save and display. So we have to add the competency for this. Come here. Manually distribute the grade and search here and add evaluate as the competency and attach the evidence. Complete the competency, save and return toward the course. So this one is one. Touch, save and display. Now the quiz is get created. It's a time to add the question inside the quiz. So I'm going into the edit quiz. Here by default the quiz is for the 10 marks. You can able to shuffle the questions. And you can able to add the question from the question bank. If you have created the question bank, that will be told by, that will be covered by the Dr. on the tomorrow. If you have the random question from that question bank, now I am clicking on add a new question, and here I will tell you how to add a calculated MCQs or the calculated multi-choice MCQ. You can know if you go into the Moodle site, you can have various description over here also. Click on add. Let me tell you what is meant by calculated multi-choice question. The calculated multi-choice question will allow you to have the different data for the different students. The students, each student will have the different types of the data. And these different types of the data will be generated for each student. So each student has a different answer. So there are no choice to copy or to take answers from the others. That is called as a calculated multi-choice question. The calculation is done by the Moodle itself. So it is very much useful for the engineering purposes where the formulas and the calculations are there. So you can add here and what we can take the example. We will take the example as a dilution factor. Okay. Now I am putting the question as if it is mandatory to have this bracket. Sorry, this bracket should be there. Initial value bracket close NL if initial value ML is diluted to final value diluted to final value bracket close ML. Calculate the dilution factor. Click on. So if the initial volume is in bracket, the figure is chosen by the Moodle itself, and the final volume it is also chosen by the Moodle itself. What was the dilution factor? Now I am copying this. The question is for 1 mark. You have to give the general feedback. I am putting as a general feedback. Dilution factor is equal to. It is very necessary to add the feedbacks inside the question because we are not here to judge the students. We are here to assess the learning of the students. So feedbacks are necessary. Dilution factor is equal to diluted volume divided by initial volume. In this way, you can give the feedback in the different, you can add the ID number. The question it has a multi-equal answer, you can select that. Now question has only one answer. Now here is the thing. The dilution but I'm putting here. So this is very much necessary to have a formula here. If you don't put it in this type of the brackets, it will not work. So here is I am putting as control B divide by, I'm again going upside and take it as initial volume, final volume divided by initial volume and it close. Full stop. So this is a right equation, right calculation of the dilution factor. Give the marking as 100 grade. You can give the feedback as very quick. Now here you can copy this and have the different options there. Dilution factor is not there, which is comes afterwards. Control B, it will not have a wrong answer. Try again. For feedback. Again, I am going to select these in here. Now at this time, I am going to add multiply by 10. Again, I am selecting these as a feedback over here. Now the third option, again, I am going to select these. Here at this time, I am going to make it plus. Again, I am selecting this. Yes. Now our question is ready. Now click on Save Changes. There is one option. Let me show you. Oh, what happens? Okay, no issue. I will show you later on that thing. So do not synchronize and display if your data set has these values or not. I am putting as will use the new shared database. Click on the next page and here the thing will come. Moodle will take the final volume from the ranges 1 to 100, 1 to 10. Now I will require up to 1000 from 100 to 1000. From 100 to 1000. If you put as a decimal places, I will put as a 0. So he will put as a round figure. If you select it as a 0, it will put it as a round figure. If you want the logarithmic form, you can select that logarithmic form. Now we require the uniform. Shared volume for the initial volume. So initial volume will be taken from 1 to 100. Again, it should not having the decimal uniform. Set the tolerance level. Now see here. What we have first says final volume divided by initial volume. This is the dilution factor. Now final volume 7.7, 2.8. Initial volume, it is calculated that. The formula we have added in the next is initial volume divided by the final volume. It calculates this. It is multiplied by 10. The formula will come like this. It is a plus. So in this way, Moodle will calculate all that things. Now, the one, how much items you want to generate? We want 60 sets of this. So add 60 sets, and now it's the time that shared volume 740, 50. Click on the save changes. Your question is get ready. Now this question is ready for the student. Another question, let us add another question from the new question, that is a calculated simple one. There is a difference between a calculated simple. I am again putting as again dilution factor, dilution factor, but again calculated dilution factor. Let me copy all that things. Dilution factor from the following data. Now it will give as initial volume ml. You have to write here as initial volume is equal to the final volume is equal to final. You can write anything over here. Final volume. You can change the unit also. For that, you have to add one more step over here. You changing the unit. Then you can give the ID number toward the question. Now you can directly write over here what is mean by final volume or the initial volume. You can write here as a X. You can write it here as a Y also. So Y is the final volume, X is the initial volume. So I'm putting here as a Y divided by X. That's it. It is 100%. And tolerance level, you have to set the tolerance level so that the question answer varies from 0.01 or something. It will take it as a true value. That is called as the tolerance, plus minus 0.41. So I am selecting here as plus minus 0.1. Relative or the nominal. Then unit handling. How units that ML should be handled over here. If you want to, units are the optional. If unit is entered, it is used to convert the response to unit if one before grading. A unit must be given and will be graded. So that you have to use the penalty over here. I am selecting here as a no. Then here is the option multiple try. The same is option available inside the calculated multi-choice MCQ also. For each wrong try, if you answered it wrong, 0.33 marks will get deducted from your total grade for this question. And the hint should be given as final volume divided by initial volume. That's it. Now it's a time to find the wildcards. Wildcards will be pointed out. Now generate. Now the one data set is get generated. How many data set we have? We have the 60 data set. Now here is the wildcard value 6.5, 1.1 is 5, makes it save changes. Now the two types of the questions are get added inside the Moodle. Let's see how it looks like inside the student interface. If I go into the student interface, here is a quiz one. No question. Oh, sorry. Attain the question. Okay. This is the first. Okay, two types of the questions we have added in the quiz. If the initial volume 74 ml is diluted to 438 ml, calculate the dilution factor. Can anybody tell me the answer? Can anybody tell me the answer? Answer for this. What is the answer for these? Yes. Okay, A is the answer, 5.92. Do you want to select a wrong answer here? Let's see what's happened by selecting the wrong answer. Which answer I should select? Correct or wrong? A is the correct, right one. Which answer should we have to select? Let's see what's happened. हमें देखना है क्या सिलेक्ट करना है. ओके, डी शुड बी सिलेक्टेड. चलो हम सर का कहना मान लेते हैं. ऋषिकेश सर has said the D. हमने D सिलेक्ट किया. This is the wrong answer. Going to the next page. Now here is the another. See previous page there are the multiple choice is available. In the only simple calculated MCQ, there is you have to add the value. Now what is the value here? Initial volume, the final volume. initial volume, final volume. It is get wrong because we have not given a set of the data where from it started and hence it is started. That final volume goes on decreasing at the initial volume. It is the choice question is get wrong from our side. We can edit that. That's how they edit. Here is the ranges for the y. What is y? Let's check y. Y is the final volume. So final volume ranges from 50 to 100, and this one ranges from 1 to 10. Okay, now it's good. Now it's good. Save changes. Okay, now let's see what's happening in a teacher-student interface. Let's go back again. Choice. And in progress, continue last attempt. Okay. Okay, no issue, it will not get changed. So we are going to add A with the calculator. Initial volume divided by 4.4 divided by 0.56. So I am going to add only 0.5. Finish the attempt. Submit all and finish. Submit all and finish. See that what the feedback is given by the Moodle. Moodle has given the feedback. Your answer, ring, answer, try again. The wrong answer, actually wrong is that, WRNG, wrong answer, try again, look for the feedback. What is the feedback? Feedback is dilution factor is equal to dilution volume divided by diluted volume divided by initial volume. This is the feedback and correct answer is also came to you. Here is correct answer because what we have said, we have the given a tolerance limit is set as a 0.01 and hence it is not a correct one. The tolerance limit which is set 0.01, hence it is a wrong one. So both answers are get wrong. The student can go and have the attempt one more time, re-attempt it. Now at this time, the data is get changed. Can you able to see? Before for previous question, the data is a different. Now she is come back. Again, the data is a different. At this time, this one is the correct answer. 10 point something. Then go for the next. In initial volume, now see that initial volume, final volume is get changed. For calculator, 6.5 divided by 1.3 is equal to 5. And put it here as a 5. Finish the attempt. Submit all. See that. Very good. It is the feedback. We have given the right answer to the question. It is also right. In this way, you can able to generate the different types of the data sets. Isn't this one is a good activity? I require the responses from the participants. I think the demo is going in a good way. Now I request to have the poll. There is a one poll question in front of you. One poll question is in front of you. Answer that poll. Do you think Moodle will add some value in your teaching learning process? You have to take on the poll. The poll is live on your screen. Poll is live on your screen.
Instead of using chat box, you can give the poll on poll activity.
You open the poll and give the done sir done. Only 10 votes are there.
Google Meet has a feature. Those who have give the polls, their name are automatically recorded. So that will be considered as attendance. So, dear participants, if you are joined through the mobile, you will able to see the 3 vertical dots. Just click on that. The last activity it will shows the geometrical shapes. So just click on that geometrical shapes. Then you will see the poles. So click on poles and give your option.
Poll link not visible.
Go to the 3 verticals dot ma'am on mobile.
Okay, I will again share the screen if it is possible. Now you can see that here is at the very right hand side bottom. At the right hand side bottom, there are the 3 geometrical shapes, square, left, triangle. You click on that, you will get the poll. Here is the poll. Keep on voting, only 31 votes are there. We have 146 participants. Yes, in the desktop it is same, sir. On the desktop also it is same. Okay, we can imagine what would be the position of the student. If the same position is with us, then what will be the position with our students? That our students will also not get the things properly, and hence their learning for the adaptation toward the new technology is very much necessary. Yes, thank you very much. Maybe one response is there. Okay, no issue. Okay. Poll will continue up to the end of the session. No issue. Let's go to our teacher interface. Now I am in the teacher interface. I am clicking on yes.
Resume your presentation because someone has presented their screen. You can resume your once again, please. Okay, it's visible now.
So once I go into the quiz, I will see that there are 2 attempts done by the students, and these 2 attempts are from the same student. For first attempt, she gets the 0. For second attempt, she gets the 10. Below that, you can get the graph. You can get the graph where the students are there on different. If you have the n number of the student, the graph will show the different participants. Which students from 9.50 to 10 marks they are appeared over here. So in this way, you can able to generate the data. This data is get exposed or is get downloaded in the different types of the format, which is used for the future purposes also. So in this way, you can able to use the different types of the calculated multi-choice MCQs and simple calculated type of question. Let me go in the quiz 1, edit the quiz, and here we can able to add. We have connected the quiz 1 toward the second number of the competency. Let's go back into the student interface, come toward the competencies and see what is here. Sorry, the net goes some slow down. Yes. Yes, what is seen here? Here is you are proficient in 1 out of 3 competencies in this course. Why this games like this? Because she is a competent in the second, that quiz which is related with this. Now she is not competent in this. Why? Because it has to send back toward the review. Because we required evidence for that. And here is hidden. Request a review. Now see here, waiting for the review. If I goes back into the teacher interface, come back toward the competencies, and if I go into this dashboard, here I can see that one of the students saying me something. One of the students is asking for the review. Here is the competencies to review, apply. One of the student, as Arti Thakre, she is waiting for review. I click on the apply. Start review, the activity which gets started, then you have to go. This is the evidence for her activity. If you click on this, everything is recorded here with the timestamp. Here at the 4:10, the activity was completed by her. If you go here, you can see that here is her activity. So she sent us the evidence for her activity. This is the PowerPoint that created by her. You have already graded it with the 10 points. So finish the review, rate it. Click on the rate and select it, competent, and give as a feedback. Excellent. Rate it. Now it's done. Utterly FDP means admin has the competency rating was manually set toward the excellent. Now it is again timestamp. Only first activity was there. Now it is timestamped with the another. If you go back into the student interface, refresh the page. See here, she is competent in the apply. She is competent in the evaluate also. Right one? Again goes back toward the our PowerPoint. The lesson is another activity which is used for the adaptive type of the learning. This lesson activity, I like it very much. It is my best liking activity inside the Moodle. Why? Because the lesson allows the teacher to deliver the content in the different manner. It can able to deliver the content in the book fashion. That book you have already saw in the previous class. You can add the content in the text format. On the next page, you can give the student with some videos, give the student some audio, then have the question. If the student gives the right answer toward the question, then they are shifted toward the next material or the next learning resource. If they give wrong answer toward the question, they again go back toward the text or toward the learning resources that are previously available. So in this way, this activity is very much helpful for the slow type of the learners. It is also helpful for the fast learners because they are not standing here. They are running fast and fast. They will move forward and forward. But slow learners, they can watch the resources, watch the content, go from the resources, and then give their answer toward the question. To have the lesson activity, this lesson activity is self-directed by the student. Student will select whether he want to go again review the text or whether he want to go for the question and answer. मैंने यानी उसने टेक्स्ट पढ़ने के बाद वीडियो देखने के बाद खुद तय करना है कि मैं काबिल हूँ क्या क्वेश्चन का जवाब देने के लिए। अगर वो नहीं है तो वो दोबारा पीछे जाएगा, दोबारा पढ़ेगा, दोबारा वीडियो देखेगा, दोबारा जाएगा कि नहीं अब मैं क्वेश्चन का आंसर दे सकता हूँ, we can give the answer. और scenarios और simulation decision making exercises इस तरह से student make decision making ability भी develop होती है. So these learning resources not only able to generate the not able to only go on learning, but it can able to generate the different skills also. यानी कि उसमें अगर क्षमता है, वो अगर सोचता है कि नहीं मेरा पढ़ना हो गया है, आई कैन गिव द आंसर्स, तो वो जाएगा. सो डिसीजन मेकिंग एबिलिटी इज डायरेक्टली जनरेटेड इनसाइड this module. The lesson allows you to create a personalized learning for your students. If you have the different types of the students, then it is personalized as per the need of the students. To create a lesson, very first thing you have a lesson plan. What you are going to do. Suppose I am going to create a lesson plan for the carbohydrate. One topic is there, so some content is there, then some videos are there, then some material is there, and then he has to answer the question. Let's see how to do this inside the Moodle. Oh yes, I am inside the teacher interface. Now, once I goes into the turn editing on is already on, I'm clicking on add an activity, and here you can find out the lesson. Click on lesson and give as carbohydrates. Appearance, availability, you can check this out afterwards. I'm not going into detail of this. And here is again competencies. You can apply these competencies toward the anything. Now I am not selecting anything over here. We will select these in the next activity. So I am putting it as save and display. Now our lesson topic is get created. Now there are 4 different options. Import the questions. If you have a question bank, it is get directly imported from that. Add the cluster means the question clusters are get added, so questions are varies randomly. Then add a content page and add a question page. Now it's the very first time. Then we are another is in the collapse form. How you want your lesson? आपको आपका लेसन कैसा होना है? The collapse form, in the expanded form. We want it in expanded form. Then go into the content page and add as an introduction to carbohydrates and add the content. I am copying the content from my PowerPoint to where it is here. So I'm copying this content and adding it to save our time. So this is the first. Now give here the description, that is introduction to carbohydrates. Jump toward the next page. Now content to, let's save the pages, we can manipulate the things afterwards. Now first page is get created. You can have the collapse form also. You can have the expanded form also. In the expanded form, the content is also visible on the page. In the collapse form, only the titles are visible. Now, in this, this is our content page. That page, it is a content. It is shown by the Moodle. Jumps, there is one button which takes you toward the next page. Then here is the button to add a new page. Again, I am here going to add a content page, and that content page will have a video on carbohydrate. Now here I can add the video, find out the links, URL link. Let me copy the links from PowerPoint. Did it have the link? Yes, it has the link. I'm taking that link over here, create a link. Now the link is added. Description, you give the description, video, go to the next page. Here I am adding it as introduction to carbohydrates. And here you can see that there are introduction to carbohydrate pages get added that we have created right now. Now select that. What it indicates? It indicates that after the video, there are two options. One is go to the next page, another is go to the introduction to carbohydrate page. Now I am selecting here as a content page again. That content page is for a tree diagram. This tree diagram is nothing but this one. Okay, copy, paste it. So the tree diagram is get appeared over here, and the description as the video. Go to the video on carbohydrate, content 2, introduction. Go to the introduction to carbohydrate, and content 3, go to the QUES questions. Now it's time to add. Now see here on the tree diagram, there are 3 different options are available. Now it's time to add a question page. Now here, which type of the question you are going to add? Here, I am going to add the matching question, I am going to add the multi-choice question, or the numerical, or this. I am going to add a multiple choice question, a simple question, and give the page title as question 1. Glucose multiple answer, whether it has a multiple answer or the single answer, it is mono. Okay, forget about the things. I can simply write as A. If A is correct answer, you should write it as correct answer. And what you want to do? You want to end the lesson. You are going to add many types of the content page or many types of the videos over here. But now at this time, I want to end the lesson. Once he given A is the answer, not the A answer. Yeah, right. This is the correct answer to this question. If we select this, then the lesson is automatically length. He will get a score of 1 mark. Another try second right is well tried, but wrong answer. Again, move it towards the introduction to carbohydrates. Score is 0. You can add another answers here also. I'm selecting here save pages. Now this is our lesson is get generated. Now here you can click as, now this is a next page over here. You can change that by going here, next page. You can click here as tree diagram, save the pages. Also click here on the next. You can select as video on carbohydrate. Now see, all the buttons are get completed over here. On introduction, you will get here. On video, you will have 2 buttons. On tree diagram, you will have 3 buttons. And there is a question. After the question comes correct, we will move toward the end of the lesson. Let's go into the student interface and see how it looks like. Going to the site home, going to the course. Here is the carbohydrate lesson. Now the student is looking, reading all the things. Then there is a button, introduction to carbohydrate. And see here in the teacher interface, there is only 1 button. Here is also a single button. Here is the text format. You can add as much as text as you want. Then he click on introduction to carbohydrate. The video will get placed. After watching the video, there are 2 buttons. One is video, another introduction to carbohydrate. Let's see in the teacher interface. Tree diagram, introduction to carbohydrate. The same is appeared over here. Then he click on introduction to carbohydrate. Again goes back. Then he click on video. Then after there is a tree diagram. Then there are 3 buttons: video, introduction, and question. Now he is confident enough that he will go and answer the question. He will go answer the question. Now glucose is, there are 2 options. Now I am selecting the wrong answer. Click on submit. He will move having the responses, feedback from the teacher that well tried but wrong answer. Again, continues. He will move toward the introduction to that. Then again, he has to move toward the all the content and then go toward the question. And now at this time, see that the options are also get shuffled. First time monosaccharide is on top. Now the disaccharide is on the top. I am selecting monosaccharide as correct answer. Submit. Go through it. Minimum number of attempts reach. Moving to the next page. So we have selected only the one option. One try for this activity. You can select the many tries on this activity. In this way, your grade is also recorded. If you go back, you can select that the carbohydrate and see here as a grade assays. You can select that. There is a one student who got a 0% marks and she completed the lesson in 1.46 seconds. So everything is get appeared onto the Moodle. In this way, the lesson, which is a beautiful topic, beautiful module available inside the Moodle. Isn't it? Is it good? Dear participants, do you find this interesting for the student? Right now, because of the time constraint, I am not showing you how to go for bold attempt. वो कंटेंट को बोल्ड कैसा किया जाए, इटैलिक कैसे किया जाए, ये भी I think Dai sir has taken that part. You can manage the content text and looks like a good one. वो अच्छा दिखने के लिए आप उसे मैनेज कर सकते हो, अच्छे से अच्छा कलरफुल बना सकते हो, जो कि कंटेंट बच्चों को पढ़ने के लिए बहुत और इंटरेस्ट आए. You can add n number of the things like the lesson. और lesson का भी जो क्वेश्चन आप डालते हो, वो भी यहाँ पर रिकॉर्ड होता है. All the questions which are inside the lesson, they are get recorded over here. So in this way, you can able to add the lesson. The forum is another type of the discussion. Forum is another type of the discussion module which is available, which is a asynchronous type of the discussion. Forum have many uses. इस आपको जैसा यूज करना है वैसा आप forum यूज कर सकते हो. ये can post one question and ask the student to reply that question. एक क्वेश्चन आप डालो, स्टूडेंट को बोलो रिप्लाई करो, स्टूडेंट उसे रिप्लाई करेंगे, दूसरे स्टूडेंट्स वो स्टूडेंट को भी रिप्लाई कर सकते हो. In this way, one brainstorming discussion will get happen inside the course. Let's see how it is takes place inside here. Now I am again going back into the course. Click on add an activity and click on forum. What is the forum? Forum, it is a discussion. I am putting here as a discussion. Go for it. Availability and all that things you can. Post threshold blocking, don't block. You can have the, after one day it is not get available for the posting. Then whole forum grading, if you want to grade it, you can grade it. I am going to grade it with the point. You can have it for the 10 marks, simple grading method. Grade to pass, you can select that. If you want a subscription, means once any student, एक student ने अगर उस forum को जवाब देता है, कुछ post करता है उस forum में, directly you will get the email of that. उसका email. One set management is easy. Yes sir, definitely. तो उसका जवाब, उसका email आपको आ जाएगा कि someone posted inside the forum. That is called as the subscription and tracking. उसका अगर जवाब आता है तो स्टूडेंट कैन अनसब्सक्राइब फॉर दैट थिंग्स. उसे अनसब्सक्राइब भी हम लोग कर सकते हैं. अटैचमेंट 500 KB का अटैचमेंट है. वर्ड लिमिट, इफ यू वांट टू हैव द वर्ड लिमिट, डिस्प्ले वर्ड काउंट, यू कैन हैव दैट. कितना वर्ड आप लोग रीड कर रहे हो. देन होल प्रोडक्ट ग्रेडिंग, इट इज डन. देन रेटिंग्स, whether you want the ratings or not. In common module sitting, activity completion, competencies, here I am going to select it as design a question and do nothing. Complete the competencies, save and display. Now the forum is get created. This is the time to add a new topic inside the forum, and I am here. How was Moodle as per modules available, or I can say it has compare 12 class with Jalgaon model. Give the discussion from there, sorry. Write any one difference. Post back to the students. Okay, post to the forum. Now it is posted toward the forum. You have 30 minutes to edit it. हमारे पास जिसने पोस्ट किया है उसके पास 30 मिनट है इसको चेंज करने के लिए. Once after 30 minutes, it is not going to be changed. It is only changed by the app. Let's see how it looks like in a student interface. There is a discussion, and here is a question. Now here is a button, subscribe or unsubscribe. If she subscribes, she will get the email. So I'm not going to do that. Here is the question, write any one difference, post back to the student. Here I am putting here the reply. There is a one difference. Many modules are available in Moodle. Post to the forum. Now she has a 6-word step. Now she can able to edit. It is up to 30 minutes. She can able to delete. Show parent means this one. Now any student can able to reply toward RP also. Any student can reply to directly toward the parent comment also. But if student want to reply toward the RP, they can reply toward the RP. Even teacher can able to reply toward the RP. Now see here, the one replies is here. If you click on this discussion, you can see that RP is replied. You can reply toward the RP. Yes, RP, you are right. In this way, the discussion is get started, discussion is get initiated with the help of forum. So this is a very nice activity. If you go into the competencies, you can see that all the activities are get completed. If you click on the mission competencies, you will see that, you will see that the third activity is not still marked by the teacher, then she send it for the review. If it goes back into the teacher interface and come toward the dashboard, you can know that there is one competency sent it for the review by the student, and you can start the review, finish the review, rate it with the competent very good. In this way, she is get competent having a timestamp. Now if you come back, refresh this page, she is a competent in all 3 activities. It goes back into the teacher interface, go into the site home, click on course, see the competencies. Here are the different competencies. So in this way, you can able to manage the competency framework, manage the different types of the modules inside the Moodle. So this is the forum activity. For more such activity, you can visit to our department YouTube channel where the more activities, more videos are available. Thank you. If you have any question, let me go toward the screen. If you have any question, please ask any type of a question.
So, are you adopted this competencies in your day-to-day schedule practice?
No, sir. No, sir. We have not added.
Because that is a very tedious work. Actually, it's a really appreciable. You are remembering so many things and adding.
No, it is not. Once it is said, sir, the
Huh.
thing that generating a competency framework, it required some brainstorming between the teachers.
Okay.
Once the brainstorming is done and your competency framework is set, now it's up to you only what module or which chapter you want to assign toward that competence.
Okay.
Then same type of the competencies can be added into the different courses also. Suppose my site has 6 different courses like this. Let me share the screen. If now this is a single course that site contains the single course. If a site has 2 different courses, and if I goes into the another course, the same competency is also reflected over there. And means competency framework should be generated for whole site, and then it is get added inside the courses. And once it is added, then it is a very much easier.
So we can say it's something really means moving towards the master e-learning,
Yes.
master concept, master e-learning.
How much time it will take? What, sir? Bachcha, sir, I couldn't able to understand how much time it will take. The generation of competency framework. Can we get these videos so that we can try these? These videos are available right now. You can access the site online FTP. These videos are available on the FTP. They are also available on the YouTube. We will share the YouTube links to you also. Lesson plan and year plan can be implemented successfully. Yes, yes, yes. They will be implemented successfully. Yes, sir. As already said, they will be available to you. Magam, sir, they will be available. Any other questions? I think one thing is that it is not possible to cover all the options available in a particular activity. There are n number of options. यानी कि मैं अगर लेसन खोलता हूँ तो लेसन में बहुत सारी एक्टिविटी है जिसकी वजह से हम उसे ब्यूटीफुल बना सकते हैं. बट बिकॉज ऑफ द टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट और ये लाइव डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन होने की वजह से वो सब एक्टिविटी को चुनना पॉसिबल नहीं होता है. समटाइम्स इट मे बी पॉसिबल कि कुछ लोगों को अच्छा लगता है, कुछ लोगों को ऐसा लगेगा कि ये तो हम कर सकते हैं. Hence, we have not touched that activities. That is important. You can explore yourself. आप लोग आपका एक आधा लेसन तैयार करो और कुछ भी करके देखो. साइड को कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Let's try something. आप करके देखो. Something will happen, and so you are come up with a very beautiful idea. तो करो, then it will happen.
So, dear participants, if you have any query, you can ask it now. Or even you can ask directly on WhatsApp to sir or to any person from our department, no issue. So I request to the Deepak Patil sir, kindly conclude the session, please sir.
So here today we just work out with the different activities within the Moodle, and Bansod sir very finely just introduce ourselves with initially the competency framework, how we should include it, and much more I said it is towards the master e-learning. So initially you have to just prepare with the learning plan. In learning plan you have to add the competencies, and again to just evaluate the competencies or to award the competencies to the participants. We have to generate the different assignments. So different assignments again in that he just shown us how we can add the different options while grading the summary. Sir also very nicely just demonstrated and discuss about the choice as a activity within a Moodle. So you can take a single question and you can offer the multiple options for it. Okay, and the third one, that was a addition of a quiz, which will again correlated with the competency, and to see the demonstration, the that is a calculated multiple choice questions and simple calculated questions. Still, it may be somewhat difficult, but what the results I seen, I think that was very wonderful. So that we can add a variety of means what the limits of data if we added, then we can generate a number of questions at once, and so it's possible for us to serve a different question to each student. So and even the last means the lesson activity, so as Bansod sir suggested, yes, we have to look out or explore the other options of the Moodle also. And in lesson activity also, he just very nicely work shown that how you start with the lesson, end the lesson, and just correlate one lesson. If it is unsatisfactory, again the student will go towards the fourth page of the lesson. So and lastly, the forum in forum, again the subscription tracking options to be there, that were very nicely discussed and demonstrated also by the Mansoor sir. Herewith, I also thankful to the Government College of Pharmacy staff, and more specifically Dr. Prashant Argade sir, who given me this opportunity to chair the session and to conclude the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Madhu ma'am, I think you got the answer of your questions which you have asked during the session too. The calculated MCQ is explained by the Bansod sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes. You can use the same MCQ type of questions for the calculations. Is it?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. So at the outset, I'm very much thankful to the resource person of this session, Dr. K. Bansod sir, for
Yes,
delivering such a informative and uh, I can say the interactive sessions. As this Moodle is required of practice, practice, and practice. So really the participants, those who want to do the practice, those who want to implement these things in their regular teaching and learning, they require to explore the different things, different activities which are available. As Bansod sir says, it is impossible to cover all the activities, all the things in a 1 week or one session. It is hardly impossible. So from the Department of Pharmacy, we are really thankful to the Bansod sir, and here we are presenting you the appreciation certificate for delivering the sessions on effective use of various activities in the Moodle.
Thank you. Thank you.
On the behalf of Department of Pharmacy, Government Polytechnic, Jalgaon, we are also thankful to Dr. Deepak Patil, who has accepted our invitations to work as a chairperson for these sessions. So thank you, Deepak sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So here I declare the day 3 is ended now. So I request to all the participants kindly join the sessions on time, and already the day 4 schedule has been shared in WhatsApp group. So happy learning. Thank you very much.